Hey everybody, what's going on? The Montreal Canadiens are coming off of a strong victory over the New York Islanders to break out of their slump last night in Patrick Waugh's road debut back at the Bell Center as a member of the New York Islanders coaching staff. It was a pretty special win for the Montreal Canadiens, and the irony of the situation is that Samuel Montembeault stole the game for the Montreal Canadiens, which is a big step up from what Patrick Waugh used to do for the Montreal Canadiens back in the day, leading them to a pair of Stanley Cup victories. Before we get started with today's video, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button to this channel. You can find the subscribe button as easily as looking in the bottom right hand corner of this video. Now the Montreal Canadiens are in a little bit of a slump right now, and they're having problems all over the ice, which caused Martin St. Louis to juggle up the lines, and I'm not exactly sure what he had going for him with these line combo adjustments. He put Josh Anderson back on the top line with Cole Caufield and Nick Suzuki, and they were absolutely caved in over the last game against the Islanders, and it's just not acceptable because this is just a line that has not consistently worked for the Montreal Canadiens. What is the definition of insanity? They say it's trying the same thing over and over again and hoping for a different result, and the Montreal Canadiens have been doing that with Caufield, Suzuki, and Anderson. I don't want to say that Anderson is a poor player. He just doesn't fit well with what the Montreal Canadiens are trying to do offensively. He kind of brings down whatever line he's playing on in terms of puck possession. He's a very north-south type of game player, and that just doesn't bode well with how the Montreal Canadiens want to play right now. So when you look at what line he's been put on over the last month or so, it just hasn't really worked out, and that's something that the Montreal Canadiens have to look at solving because it hasn't really gotten any better, even if he does score the occasional goal and bring a lot of physical play to the table with his speed. Regardless, he's not a fit on that top line with Caufield and Suzuki, and those players are putting up points despite him of late. If you look at what Cole Caufield's doing right now, it's very special. He's on an absolute tear. He has points in 8 games in a row, and that's just something that we've been looking for from these young Montreal Canadiens players. Caufield was on fire last night against the Islanders and scored an absolutely beautiful goal. Those are the kinds of things and adjustments we've been looking for from Caufield to find ways to score in tight, and that's exactly what he did in that scenario. So I think there's a lot of promise in how he's scoring goals of late, and that's something that the Canadiens can look to build toward moving forward. And then you look at the captain in Nick Suzuki. He's been playing a lot better as well of late. He snapped a 10-game goalless drought as well last night, and that's something that the Montreal Canadiens need him to continue doing, finding the back of the net and continuing to be productive while also being that Selke caliber center that we know he's capable of being. If you look at the Selke race right now, Nick Suzuki's getting a lot of buzz because of how strong he's been defensively this season, and that says a lot considering where the Montreal Canadiens are in the NHL standings. So I think it's positive right now that the Canadiens have that top duo in Suzuki and Caufield, even if there's some flaws towards what they're doing together when they're working as a pair. That's it for me today from Cook's Corner. As always, let me know in the comment section down below what you think the Montreal Canadiens should do with Josh Anderson and how well you think Cole Caufield is playing at the moment. I'm Zach Cook. We'll see you later.